Welcome you back once again in geological knowledge. So as you know that in the previous video we have discussed the detailed syllabus and the important topics related to combined geoscientist main examination, and in that sequence today we will discuss the remaining two papers, that is geology paper 2 and geology paper 3 and the hydrogeology paper. Okay. So let's discuss it out. So section 1, section A, that is the economic geology, in which you have to study about the ore minerals and the industrial minerals, physical and the optical properties of the ore minerals. Okay, the ore textures and the paragenesis, characteristics of mineral deposits, spatial and the temporal distribution, rock ore association, means what are the association between the rock and the ore. Okay, means in which type of rock they are being occurring. Okay, the syngenetic and epigenetic deposits, forms of ore bodies, stratiform and strata bound deposits, and ore forming processes, source and migration of ore constituents and ore fluids, mechanism of ore deposition. So the topic is very broad, or this paper is very broad, and you have to just go through the important topics only. Okay, and magmatic and pegmatitic deposits, that is very important topic. You will get, surely you will get this question, one question from here, that is chromite. Okay, titanium, magnetite, diamond, copper, nickel sulfides, PGE, that is platinum group of minerals, rare earth elements, muscovite, rare metals. Okay, so pegmatite and pegmatitic and magmatic deposits. Then hydrothermal ore deposits, in which you have to study about the porphyry, copper, molybdenum deposits, Grecian, tin and tungsten, skarn deposits, volcanogenic massive sulfide and SEDEX type of deposits that we have discussed in detail, and the deposit orogenic gold. Okay, so in hydrothermal deposits you have to cover these topics, and sedimentary deposits you have to study about iron, manganese, phosphorite and placer deposits. Supergene deposits, in which you have to cover the copper, aluminium, nickel and iron, and metamorphic as well as the metamorphosed deposits, the manganese and graphite. So as we have already, I have already said that this is very large topic or very long unit, and you have to cover important one. If you have time, if you have started your preparation after the result of preliminary examination, then I think you would have covered most of the topics. But if you have not covered due to the lack of time, you can study the important topics which we have discussed. Okay, and fluid inclusion in ore minerals assemblages, physical and the chemical properties, and microthermometry. Okay, so that is also very important topic. Stable isotope, in which you have to study about sulfur, carbon, oxygen and the hydrogen. Okay, previously this topic was included in geochemistry topic, but now it has been included in economic geology. But since this topic is there, so you have to study it, and especially you have to study stable isotopes in reference to the ore genesis. Okay, geothermometry, source of ore constituents, and the global tectonics and the mineralization. Okay, section B deals with the Indian mineral deposits and mineral economics. So distribution of mineral deposits in Indian field, that is very basic topic. You have seen, you have studied, I think you would have studied about this, means how the minerals or the ore minerals are distributed in Indian field, in which type of setting they are, in which type of craton or in which type of mobile belts they are occurring. Okay, so that you have to discuss. And geological characteristic of important industrial minerals and ore deposits in India like chromite, diamond, muscovite, copper, lead, zinc, tin and tungsten, gold, iron and manganese, bauxite. Okay. Minerals used in refractories, fertilizer, ceramics, cement, glass, paint industries. So that is very important topic. Minerals used in the abrasives, fillers, that is also important, and building stone, strategic, critical and essential minerals, India's status in mineral production, co-products and byproducts, the consumption, substitution and the conservation of minerals, national mineral policy NMC, and mineral concession rules, and marine mineral resources and laws of seas, or laws of sea. Okay, so that is very important, especially the strategic, critical and essential minerals, national mineral policy, mineral concession rules and marine mineral resources. Okay, so generally one question deals with the strategic, critical, essential minerals, national mineral policy, mineral concession rules and marine mineral resources, or the law of sea. That will included in one question. And the distribution or the occurrence of the minerals, sorry, economic minerals like chromite, diamond, muscovite, copper, lead, zinc, tin, tungsten, gold, FeMn and bauxite. So that is generally asked in the next question. Okay, so as we have already discussed that there will be two questions and you have to answer only one question. Okay, and section C, that is the mineral exploration, the stages of exploration, scope, objective and the methods of prospecting, regional exploration and the detailed exploration. So you have to study all the things related to the exploration, that is their stages, their scope, objective and methods of prospecting, regional methods exploration, detailed methods of exploration, then geological, geochemical and geobotanical methods, litho, bio, soil, geochemical surveys, mobility and the dispersion of elements, geochemical anomalies, ore controls and the guides, then pitting, drilling and trenching, that is the sampling, assaying ore reserve estimation, categorization of the ore reserves. Okay, so ore reserve estimation, that we have discussed, I think we have discussed 3 or 4 videos, the basic concept as well as the methods of ore reserve estimation. The geophysical methods, ground and the airborne surveys, gravity and magnetic, electrical as well as the seismic methods of mineral exploration. Okay, so the geophysical methods, that is very important, you will get one question from there. Okay, and section D, that deals with the fuel geology and the engineering geology. So in fuel geology, that has been divided in two sub units I have divided, that is the coal petrology and the petroleum geology. Okay, in which you have to study about the coal and its properties, the proximate and ultimate analysis of the coal. So that is very important topic from the exam point of view. Different varieties and ranks of coal, concept of coal maturity, peat, lignite, bituminous and the anthracite coal, origin of coals, qualification process. So qualification process is important. Lithotypes, microlithotypes and masonal groups of coal. So this is another very important topic. The mineral and organic matter in coal, lignite and coal deposits of India. So this is important, the lignite and coal deposits of India. And in petroleum geology, you have to study about the origin, migration and the entrapment of the natural hydrocarbons, characteristics of source and reservoir rocks, the structural, stratigraphic and mixed trap, that is very important, the geological, geochemical, geophysical methods of hydrocarbon exploration, that is very important, petroliferous basins of India. I think you will get one basin, the detail you have to study the category 1 basic basins. Okay, like Assam basin, Bombay High, Cambay basin and Krishna Godavari KG basin. Okay, so these category 1 basins you have to study thoroughly, in which the tectonic evolution you have to also study. Okay, I think in 2017 or 18 the question was asked of the Krishna Godavari basin, means the tectonic evolution of Krishna Godavari basin, that was asked. So if you see the previous year papers, you will have an idea of the types of question. Then you have geological characteristic and genesis of major types of uranium and uranium deposits and their distribution in India. Okay, so this topic we have covered already in the descriptive part. Okay, and then in engineering geology you have to study only about the engineering properties of rocks and the geological investigation in the construction of dams, reservoirs, tunnels, bridges, highways and coastal protection structures. Okay, so what are the geological investigation one has to do for the construction of dams, reservoirs, tunnels, bridges, highways and the coastal protection structures. Okay, so you will get at least one question from here. And another important topic, that is the geologic consideration of construction materials. Means the material, the type of material you are using for the construction of a particular structure. So what type of material that is, whether that is fractured, faulted or jointed material, okay, foliated material. Okay, and if that material is folded or that is faulted, so how you have to orient that material and at which angle or at which direction you have to orient that material. Okay, so all these considerations that you have to study in geologic consideration of construction materials. Okay, and section E, that it deals with the environmental geology and the natural hazards, in which you have to study about Stefan Boltzmann equation and the planetary temperature, causes and effects of global climate change, Earth's radiation heat budget, you can study from any standard book, greenhouse gases and effect, examples of positive and negative feedback mechanism, biogeochemical cycle, that is also important, of biogeochemical cycle of carbon. Okay, the geological investigation of nuclear waste disposal sites, means what are the investigation you have to do for the geological investigation of nuclear waste, means how you can impose, how you can dump that material geologically, means what are the geological considerations or the investigations you have to carry out before dumping that material, that nuclear waste disposal. Okay, and the marginal marine environment, in which you have to study about the estuaries, mangroves and the lagoons. Okay, and then ozone hole depletion, ocean acidification, coral bleaching, Milankovic cycle, sea level rise, eutrophication and the acid rain. Okay, so these are important topics and I think you would have studied anywhere, somewhere you would have all these topics you would have studied in environmental geology. Then environmental impact of urbanization, mining and the hydropower projects, water pollution, water logging and soil erosion, Himalayan glaciers, causes and consequences of earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, floods, landslides, coastal erosion, droughts and desertification. So that is also important topic. The application of remote sensing and geographical information system or GIS in the environmental management. Okay, so the application part or the applied portion, that is also important. And next one is stage second descriptive type of hydrogeology. So in hydrogeology, the section 1 deals with the section A deals with the occurrence and the distribution of groundwater, in which you have to study about the origin of water on the earth, the global water cycle and the budget, residence time concept, geologic formations as aquifers, confined and unconfined aquifers, groundwater table mapping and the piezometric nests, and porosity, wide ratio, effective porosity and the representative porosity range, primary and secondary porosity. So this is very important topic. Groundwater zonation. So groundwater zonation of India, that we have discussed already in detail, we have discussed. specific retention, specific yield, groundwater basin, spring. Okay, so these are very basic and very important topics which have been included, and that's not very tough for one to understand or assimilate. Uh, you can see any standard book, okay, consult any standard book, and you will get all the question. Or if you are not getting a particular question, you can just check it out on internet, from here you can get the material. Okay, and section B dealing with the groundwater movement and water hydraulics, in which you have to study thoroughly about the groundwater flow concept, Darcy's line, isotropic and anisotropic medium, and its validity. That is very important topic. I think you will get one question from this area. And water flow rates, direction and the water volume in aquifers, permeability and hydraulic conductivity and ranges in the representative rocks, Bernoulli equation, determination of hydraulic conductivity in field as well as in laboratory, concept of groundwater flow through the dispersion and the diffusion, and transmissivity and aquifer thickness. Okay, so these are the important topics. And section C deals with the water wells and the groundwater level. So you have to cover the unidirectional and the radial flow to a well, steady and the unsteady, both the methods. Okay, well flow near the aquifer boundaries, methods and construction of shallow wells, drill wells, completion wells or the well completion, testing wells, pumping wells, testing wells, pumping test, sludge test for the confined and the unconfined aquifer. That is very important. Fluctuation in the groundwater levels, what are the reasons for the fluctuation in the groundwater level, that is important. Stream flow and the groundwater flows, groundwater level fluctuation. So like the fluctuation in groundwater levels, I think both the topics are same. And the land subsidence, means why the land subside, impact of the global climate change on groundwater. And section D deals with the groundwater exploration. You have to study only two topics, that is the surface investigation and subsurface investigation. So in surface investigation you have to study about the geological, remote sensing, electrical resistivity, seismic, gravity and magnetic methods, and especially you have to study about the resistivity survey, resistivity methods and the seismic methods. Okay, and in subsurface investigation you have to study about the test drilling, resistivity logging, spontaneous potential logging or SP logging or the radiation logging. Okay, and section E that deals with the groundwater quality and their management. So groundwater composition, units of expression, mass balance equation calculation, rock water interaction, in which you have to study about the chemical equilibrium, free energy, redox reactions and cation anion exchanges, graphic representation of chemical data. So graphic representation of chemical data, that is very important. The groundwater hardness, microorganisms present in the groundwater, water quality standards in India. Okay, and seawater intrusion. And the groundwater issues due to urbanization, solid and liquid waste disposal and plume migration of models, application of isotopes, especially so you have to study about the application of isotopes, in which you have to focus only on the hydrogen isotope, carbon isotope and the oxygen isotope in groundwater. And then concept of artificial recharge methods, means what are the concept and the methods which are used for the artificial recharge of the groundwater, and managing groundwater resources, that how we can manage the groundwater resources. Okay, what are the methods for the managing of aquifers or the managing of groundwater resources, and then groundwater basins investigations and management practices. Okay, so that is the detailed analysis of syllabus, and we have already also talked about the important topics from the exam point of view. Okay, and when the exam will be near I think just 7-8 days, 1 week ago, 1 week before we will discuss that how you have to write a answer, clear and attractive answer that will attract the examiner, and what are the things you have to keep in your mind while going into the exam hall and during the answering of the particular question. Okay.